Trump, Biden, RFK Jr. Look, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the big show, because in just about a decade, Bitcoin and cryptocurrency went from a really niche asset class favored by cypherpunks and tech geeks to a central political issue in the U.S. 2024 presidential election. It's happening. We're in the big time, guys. We are winning. With an estimated 40% of American adults owning some type of cryptocurrency, the three frontrunners, that's of course current President Joe Biden, former President Donald Trump, and obviously the dark horse candidate RFK Jr., are all making their crypto positions known for those 40% of adults who are crypto holders. And we're even witnessing in real time some of these candidates shift their opinions and positions. And look, given U.S. crypto owners are now a very legitimate voting bloc, it's worth paying attention to. So with the 2024 presidential election now just 6 months away, feels like the other last one was just here the other day. Anyway, it's a good time to ask ourselves which of these candidates is actually going to be better for crypto and why. But look, before we start, please, I know, guys, just understand I'm not endorsing or encouraging you to vote for any particular candidate. I really could care less who you vote for. That's your personal decision, right? That's the whole point. And oftentimes it's a very complex one, and most people are not single issue voters. I'm just here to give you my thoughts on these candidates as they relate to Bitcoin and the larger cryptocurrency industry. That's it. Okay, let's dive in by starting with President Biden. Look, I'm just going to say it. The evidence is pretty damn clear that Biden and company is by far the worst choice for crypto out of these three candidates. First, I don't think Biden himself really even understands what Bitcoin or crypto is.
Can you say if the United States, can you say if the U.S. is committed to provide?
Now, this isn't going to be some kind of dunk fest on Joe Biden, okay? Maybe he's a good dude. Maybe. But in terms of crypto, a vote for Biden is a vote for the faceless American anti-crypto deep state. So my first issue is I don't like someone being in office who doesn't personally have really any understanding of the issues that they're passing legislation on, and instead just leaves it up to a group of unelected, unknown, unaccountable bureaucrats to just handle themselves. Having said that, the American deep state is definitely anti-crypto, and that's very obvious from the absolute warpath that Biden's SEC, DOJ, and Treasury Department have been waging against the entire industry for the last 3.5 years. It's been a major talking point of our news videos. During this time, Biden's SEC initiated an unprecedented 173 enforcement actions against cryptocurrency players in the USA. This number blows any other administration out of the water. I know the crypto industry is a lot more mature than was during other administrations. I get that, okay? And they're not just targeting fringe guys like the Tornado Cash people and their founders, which is also BS if you ask me. No. These guys are going after the big suit and tie players, the people who've been bending over backwards to try to work with the government and have been stonewalled the entire way. The SEC sued Coinbase, man. Coinbase, come on. They initiated enforcement against Robinhood. They're going after Kraken. They're going after Uniswap. They're going after MetaMask, a wallet, man, a freaking wallet. Come on. They dragged Grayscale through all kinds of crazy litigation, and the list just goes on. I'm not saying there aren't bad players out there, because there are, but they're going after all the good guys. Well, people like FTX just got ignored. And zooming out, of course, appeared for a while that Biden's entire government was engaged with a coordinated action dubbed Operation Choke Point 2.0, which we covered here on the channel a few times, where effectively they were trying to kneecap the entire cryptocurrency industry by cutting it off from the American banking system completely. This is Biden's crypto America. Thankfully, it appears that Choke Point 2.0 failed, with BlackRock and others getting into the crypto game. They don't want that crap happening, but it is worth noting, okay? It is worth noting that it did happen. Now, some might hear all this and counter, well, it was Biden administration that approved the first Bitcoin ETF, so a big win for Biden, right? No. That's a red herring, because the reality is that these ETFs would never have happened if the federal courts didn't force the SEC's hand in the Grayscale case. They had their back against the wall. They didn't want to do it. They were forced to do it. However, don't be surprised if you see Biden soften up on crypto over these next 6 months as they try to appeal to that 40% of American adults who own crypto. The administration doesn't want to lose the entire crypto voting bloc or enough of swing voters in that bloc who might make a difference. Indeed, just 2 weeks ago, Democrat Party leaders Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi signaled their support for some actual pro-crypto legislation that's going through the Congress right now. And Biden, check this out, Biden recently backed down on a threat to veto the FIT21 crypto bill, which would actually modernize crypto regulation in America. But make no mistake, all of these actions are just wool over the voters' eyes. I fully expect the deep state to take up their anti-crypto warpath again if Biden gets reelected. Now, before we continue, talk about Trump, talk about RFK Jr., let me interrupt the flow real quick to let you know about the best damn newsletter in the cryptocurrency industry. It's called Wealth Master. It just happens to be my newsletter. I know I'm biased, but it is awesome. Our readers love it. I'm sure you will too. Every week we bring you the latest, the greatest, the best insights on the crypto industry. We're talking airdrops, meme coins, altcoins, NFTs, deep dives, technical analysis, and a lot more stuff than that. Okay, so check it out. You can join 125,000 plus weekly readers and sign up for free using the link in the description on YouTube or the pinned comment on X. Turning now to former President Donald Trump. Let's go back to his presidential term, find out what he actually did while in office. The best way I describe Trump's views on crypto at that time was that he was apathetically negative. This 2019 tweet summed up his views pretty well. So maybe Trump wasn't much of a crypto fan, but he didn't seem to hate the industry to the point that he was willing to seriously attack it as the current administration has. And the actions of his administration kind of reflected this. His Treasury Secretary, Steve Mnuchin, the Mooch, Steve Mnuchin spoke about the risks of crypto, but that was kind of about it. They didn't really do much beyond that. His SEC chairman, Jay Clayton, did pursue enforcement actions against certain ICO companies and stuff like that. But again, that was about all of it. He didn't go and sue Coinbase. Brian Brooks was Trump's comptroller of the currency, and he actually fought for the right of banks to be able to hold and custody Bitcoin and cryptocurrency for their customers. So it wasn't all bad, right? Which is basically, of course, the exact opposite of what the Biden administration with their choke point 2.0 and all that kind of stuff have been doing. So that was the old Trump. Not terrible, but also really not great. But what about the new Trump? Well, Trump is on the crypto train, man. He is 100% pro-crypto now. He knows the crypto fundraising money's there, and he understands an issue that can get votes. I think Trump's shift is probably a pure political calculation. You know, politicians, man, they're full of shit, right? Keep that in mind. But I also suspect that his actions in office will be positive for the industry if he wins this November, because he does have that campaign money behind him that's pro-crypto. And just to add some more context to the story, we've been watching Trump's opinion shift slowly over this past year. I mean, the dude started selling NFTs last year and getting Ethereum and stuff. You know, that's a big step in the right direction. I suspect a lot of his change in stance, though, also we probably look at Vivek Ramaswamy, who was a pro-crypto Republican primary candidate who dropped out of the race, has been cozying up to Trump, kind of welcomed into Trump's camp and very positive on crypto. And I think that one way or another, he might have convinced Trump to change his opinions on crypto. Said, look, man, you got 40% of the population out here who owns crypto. You can be the crypto guy. You can get those votes. So to get a sense of where Trump's head currently is at, here's what he said last week at the Lion's Den, which is a libertarian national convention.
And I will also stop Joe Biden's crusade to crush crypto. We're going to stop it. I will ensure that the future of crypto and the future of Bitcoin will be made in the USA, not driven overseas. I will support the right to self-custody to the nation's 50 million crypto holders. I say this with your vote. I will keep Elizabeth Warren and her goons away from your Bitcoin. And I will never allow the creation of a central bank digital currency.
I mean, wow. Great stuff, right? Great stuff. I'll take it. That's a big change in stance. There's some other cool stuff he said too, but now let's take it to talk about RFK Jr. Listen, RFK Jr. and Trump have basically the same stance on Bitcoin and crypto, with the most important difference I see being that RFK Jr. is probably actually a true believer. He's not just doing it for political points. He actually believes in this stuff. And I think he understands this stuff and the mechanics behind crypto. And more importantly, the underlying economic and philosophical principles that actually make crypto so powerful. So if you want to get into the details of what RFK Jr. actually thinks, then I'd recommend that you go and watch RFK's keynote speech at the Bitcoin Magazine Bitcoin 2023 conference. That's right. That's right. Bitcoin Magazine invited RFK Jr., a presidential candidate, to give the keynote because he is just a believer in crypto, and it's fantastic. But if you don't have time to go and watch that, here's the TLDR, okay? Tyranny is at the city gates, and Bitcoin equals freedom. Now, look, I've said before that all or most politicians, they're bullshitters, they're liars, okay? So why do I think it's more likely RFK Jr. actually believes what he says with regards to crypto? Well, I think it's because this guy is actually known to stand his ground on these extremely unpopular or controversial opinions. Just look at his skepticism around vaccines and stuff like that in the USA. He could have easily flipped on that position, but he stuck to his guns. And this position has not done him any favors politically, but he sticks to it anyway, regardless, because he believes that's the right thing to do. So does this mean he's right on crypto, that he's telling us the truth? Maybe. Now, to wrap all this up, the good news is that whoever wins, Bitcoin and crypto is a train that can't be stopped, and it's become a major political issue in the USA, which is huge. Just to take a moment to appreciate that. So honestly, I don't worry too much about who becomes the next president, because I believe that in the end, this is the future. This is the future of finance, the future of financial value on the internet. Having said that, it's pretty clear that a 2024 Trump or RFK Jr. presidency will absolutely be good for our crypto bags and will put the US back in the seat as the global leader for the industry. Right now, it's way behind. And I'm here for it. Let's do it. That sounds great. Thanks for watching.